soon, Respawn are adding a feature that people have only seen in Apex being used as a hack. So what is this feature, and when are they adding it? Well, this is Akimbo fire in Apex. Yes, Respawn are seriously considering adding Akimbo fire. We'll explain to what weapons later though. And if you're not aware, Akimbo is basically where your player will use 2 guns at once, 1 in each hand. Believe it or not, Respawn has quite a history with Akimbo weapons. They were developing a gun 3 years ago now called the Fanatic Pistol, and the gimmick of this pistol is that you could pick up 2 at once in the same slot and use the pistols Akimbo. These pistols took energy ammo and also had a unique gimmick aside from being Akimbo as well. These pistols were actually charged pistols, so the longer you held the trigger down, the more the gun would charge and the more damage it would do. In the leaked gameplay where we did see these pistols, they did also have the same shot markers as shotguns, so maybe these pistols were intended to function more like a reverse peacekeeper than a normal pistol. With the nature of how Apex works, you couldn't aim down sights with these guns, so they took no sight attachments, but they could take mag and also laser sight attachments. But we must remember, these were leaked 3 years ago and they're very likely scrapped. But because Apex were working on these guns in Apex, it led to some issues. It seems Respawn may have left Akimbo code behind in the files, and there was a point a few years ago where hackers were able to hijack the Akimbo code and make any weapon they wanted Akimbo while hacking, so they could have a flatline and an R301 at the same time. And these hacks were brutal but also kind of amazing to see, because it demonstrates how Akimbo would work in Apex and that it will work quite well. Some of the gameplay from these hacks was just insane. But after Respawn patched this hack, we had a downtime of a few years where we heard literally nothing about Akimbo coming to the game other than a few whispers, until the newest Apex update, where in the files Respawn added a few references to Akimbo once again, and now people are pretty confident Akimbo is going to be added soon, but it's not going to be added in the way that it worked in the hacks, where you could use any 2 guns at the same time. There were additional leaks hinting towards Respawn limiting Akimbo to the P2020 and the Mozambique, so you can only Akimbo these weapons, which makes a lot of sense for balancing purposes and also makes a lot of sense for loot pool purposes, because right now nobody really picks up the Mozam or P2020. They're essentially useless on the floor except for those moments where you cannot find any other gun for the first 20 seconds of the game. From how Akimbo is going to function, from the data mines we've got so far, I would guess that Akimbo isn't going to be a hop-up or anything, but you've simply got to find 2 P2020s on the floor. I would imagine it's literally going to be as simple as, if you've got a P20 in your inventory right now, you can pick up another one without taking up another slot, and it just combines the P20s together into an Akimbo state. And this is kind of what we've been asking for. We've been asking for new gameplay systems from Respawn, and they're bringing them, and also clearing up the loot pool at the same time, because they might be making the P20 and Mozambique viable. Also, if we look at the Akimbo hacks from a few years ago, the hackers were healing at the same time as shooting. So I hope Respawn do take a bit of inspiration from the hacks, and if you're running an Akimbo P20, you can shoot at the same time as healing. But for Akimbo, I'm really excited. Hopefully Respawn plays this well and makes the P20 and Mozambique useful, and hopefully it comes soon, because we've been waiting for this feature for years now. But subscribe to keep updated just in case something changes.